Okay, let's give you guys an exercise. So here you've got a graph y equals 1 over x, and your job is to find the radius of this circle here. Find r. Find r. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this, realize that the circle passes through 1, 1. So this length here is r, and this is also r. So you know that you know that this length, which is r, plus this length, which we don't know, we're just going to call x. We know that r plus x must equal 1, because this total length here is 1. This total length here is 1. So r plus x must equal 1. Our job is to find x for the time being. Once we know x, we can work out r. So looking at this triangle here, because of symmetry, this length here, if this is x, then this must also be x because of symmetry. So this is r here. So now it's just a matter of working out x. So working out x, this is r. This length must be the same as this length. This is 45 degrees, but we don't need that. We can just use Pythagoras. So using Pythagoras, r squared equals this area plus this area. Merge these two together. That will then give us 2x squared equals r squared. So now try and get x on its own. So divide both sides by 2. So r squared over 2 equals x squared, and then square root both sides. So x equals this. So what that means is we know this length here is root r squared over 2. We don't need x, because the minute we know the radius, then we will immediately know the height. We will immediately know that this is root r squared over 2. So now we can go back. Well, we can now put this back into here, into the x. So this thing plus this thing must add up to 1. So we know that this thing plus this thing, so we know that this thing plus this thing must equal 1. So now it's just a matter of working out r. So use whichever method you want. For me, I'm going to square both sides. So when I square this, let's just imagine as this thing times this thing, and then squaring both sides. So this times this will give you r squared. This times this will then give you this, and then this times this will then give you this. This times this will then give you this. And then now this is exactly the same as this. So one elephant plus another elephant will give you 2 elephants. So that will then take us to here. And then now hang on. So now let me think. Merge these two blocks together. So imagine this as being a fraction over 1. Get the two denominators to be the same. So times top and bottom by 2. So that will then give you 2x squared over 2. So now merging these two together will then give you 3x squared over 2. Leave this alone for the time being. That will then take us to here. And then looking at this, when you have a square root of something squared, remember root a over b is the same as root a over root b. So that means looking at this, you can square root the top, square root the bottom. So looking at this block here, you can square root the top and then square root the bottom. Just looking at this block. But when you square root an r squared, that would just be r over root 2. So this block here is really r over root 2. So now, hang on. So this block here will then be 2 root, and then that block there will be r over root 2. This thing here gets multiplied to the top, giving you 2r squared, over root 2. Well, think about it. This thing here will then become this. So now we want to merge these two together. get the two denominators to be the same. So here times top and bottom by root 2. So that will then give you, this thing here will then be this. Root 2 times root 2 would be 2. Now that the two denominators are the same, merge them together. Actually, don't merge them together. Times everything by 2. So that will then give you this thing here. And then now divide both sides by this thing here. And then square root it. Basically make r the subject. So that will then give you this thing here. So our radius is given by this. The radius of our circle is given by this. If you want to draw this in decimals, go to decimals.com. Define your radius. So let A be our radius. So when you punch this in, so remember a circle at the origin is x squared plus y squared equals a squared in our case. But then if you want to move it across by a, then do this, and then you want to translate it up, then do this. So basically punching this in will then draw a circle of radius, this thing here. So your final answer, the radius of that circle, is given by this. Okay.